absolutely gorgeous there over the stadium. The Atlanta Braves are facing off against the Boston Red Sox tonight at 7:15. That is going to be a great game, and it's in really a great community that for years faced a lot of scrutiny. When I first got to 11 Alive, it was the debate over do we or don't we build Truist Park. There was so much heated conversation about whether or not building this community was going to pay off for the taxpayers of Cobb County. Joining us now to talk about that and all of the back and forth about it is Bill Volckmann. He is the Deputy County Manager for Cobb County. And Bill, you're very familiar with these conversations. This has been a long time coming, and now you have good news to share. So take us back a little bit to what the idea was when you built Truist Park and that whole community around it. What did you hope for the community, and what were you hoping to see pay off?
Well, I think at the end of the day, none of us could have hoped for what we have seen come forward as of this last few years. I mean, 2 years ago, we got to the positive break-even point where we are now bringing in more money than we were using to service the debt. And as a result of that, it has just been a windfall. But I mean, when we started this conversation, we were thinking, stadium, some development around it, but I don't think any of us could have envisioned what has come up today.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome because I know there was, heated conversation around this. There was a lot of back and forth with people who live in Cobb County, taxpayers especially. And now you are saying that Truist Park has really paid off for the taxpayers of Cobb County. Can you talk about that, how the community is benefiting from this construction and development?
Absolutely. I mean, when this was originally thought out, when the county came forward and said, we're going to put in $6.5 million or $6.4 million every year to fund this investment, right? And 3 years ago, we no longer put dollars into this. It is all revenue generating. So not only do we no longer put dollars into this investment, it is bringing back additional dollars to the county. And we talk about, what that partnership looks like. And we're talking, we're putting in or receiving an additional $3 million to fund county operations in addition to covering the cost for the stadium. So this has been a true win, not to mention the sales tax dollars that fund our major capital infrastructure projects throughout the county. So again, the people living in the Battery, yes, they benefit, but people throughout the county also see the benefit.
Yeah, that's a really good point because it's not just that small isolated area that's seeing the benefits from it, it's much larger. And this is coming from a new report that was just out. What do you take away from that financial report of Truist Park and the Battery?
I think what we like to take away from that is, again, we're covering the costs, which was one of the big drawbacks. That was the big conversation of, as a taxpayer, we are going to be contributing to fund a stadium. We can say you are absolutely no longer doing that. And in addition, this stadium, this development, the Battery area has actually helped funding your services. So that is our big takeaway from this. Not to mention the tremendous partnership that we have with the Braves and the ongoing development that we still see through the Battery area. In addition to the Battery, I mean, they bought Pennant Park a year or so ago and continue to see additional benefit from the expansion of this property.
At what point did it flip? Because for a while you said, they were doing this investment, they were putting money in the pot. At what point did those numbers start to flip?
So it was in 2023. That's when we saw the change. And a part of our previous chair and even under Chairman Lee, this was his vision working with the Braves to do this. The plan was, yes, we're going to commit to $6.4 million annually, but the plan is to get that to zero and then net positive as quickly as possible. So 2023, we saw that first ROI of, all right, now we're not only covering the cost, but we're generating additional revenue. And it has continued to grow each year after that.
Beyond just baseball, what does the Battery bring to the community and how is it becoming really a destination for people?
I mean, it absolutely is. And that was one of the key components of this is, when we talk about the stadium, we talk about, yes, it's baseball. But if you go down to the Battery on any given day, it's always busy. There's tremendous events that they offer throughout the year in addition to baseball. But one of the key components that we didn't even realize as we were kind of going through this is that today, obviously, they can track, who's actually visiting the Battery, who's buying tickets to these events. And 71% of those visitors are coming from outside of the county. So again, this has become a true destination as we move forward.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. 71%. That's a huge number. What benefit and growth have you seen to surrounding property areas?
So this piece of property back when prior to the Braves acquiring it was valued at $5 million. It was one parcel, undeveloped piece of land. It was basically a pond, some woods, and a walking trail and park. Beautiful property. Today it has a value of $644 million. So to just kind of put some tax dollars to that, because that is one of the major drivers. In 2014, that piece of property generated taxes of $67,000. Today, it is over $8.7 million a year.
Wow. Those numbers are really astounding. And I know that that means so much to so many who believed in this project and really championed it through years and years. There are still some concerns, though. Traffic and transportation remain a problem for some people who want to get to the Braves game, they want to get to the Battery. Are you thinking about any long-term solutions with that?
We continue to make improvements each year. I mean, we're trying to focus on pedestrian safety because if you obviously been to the Battery area, that is always the challenge. Because it is a busy event, but
Yeah.
the fact of where it's located and the traffic plan helps us get in and out of that Battery area. Whether you're going on 75 or 285 in either direction, the easy access you have to both of those major intersections is quite beneficial. But one of the things that we want to make sure we take care of is the pedestrian safety. So you've seen additional pedestrian bridges that go over those major roads, just to make sure our pedestrians in the area are safe.
Yeah, my kids are big fans of that one bridge that goes like all the way up and over. They always love that one. So that one's a big hit. What new developments or improvements can people expect?
Well, that was one of the things that the Braves touched on a little bit this last year. We see continued developments. I mean, everything from the Henry continues to go up. We're having additional restaurants come to the Battery area, so we're continuing to see improvements in that area. And I think it's been nice, and you see the multitude of restaurants and social gathering spots that you have in the Battery area. It's just like I said, it's not just a ball game destination; it is an everyday destination.
I know every day people are going there, and a lot of them will be tonight. Braves taking on the Red Sox tonight, right?
That's right.
All right, exciting game to come. Thanks so much for your time, Bill. We appreciate it.
Thank you.